Sorry about the PC humming for this review for the Patriot, and we're not talking Mel Gibson. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of editing today. Just finished up posting things to my friends Scott and Mark. Video PlayStation's just stopped. This is just stopped in the background, so that's the Patriot. Obviously, don't hate us too much because obviously I'm multitasking on different screens and stuff like that. Now, anyone following the channel will know when I went to Manchester for my birthday for the Goonies, Brittany was oh yeah, put the Patriot on, and it wasn't the Patriot. Sorry, there's some weird stuff going on my screen I need to sort out. It wasn't the Patriot we were expecting it to be, and I got the end of it. And all I seen was flowers dropping from the sky and saves the day, and I had the Seagal turned up. So I eventually found it in a charity shop and thought I'll buy it, and I've just watched it. Now this totally reminded me of On Deadly Ground. There's some quite good shots in it. So it starts off and it's a very like orange effect and funny blue tint to the credits. So I was like, oh, that's weird. Like Wesley McLean or McLean or whatever he wants to be called. I mean, even there, I'm looking there. Frank L. dot massive space Q. dot massive space Jones. So no, it starts off and there's some interesting shots. Might be stock footage, might not be, but you know, Seagal's like a vet. You know, for one of the first films I've seen as well, when Seagal's got his hair's gone down. He's really gone for the Indian look. But I'm not sure if it's Canadian, because at one point he has a rant about the Chinese or the Russians and the Americans. So, like, what is he in this? I'm not sure. It's an 18. That should not be an 18. I'm actually shocked to realise that's an 18. It has some bloody deaths in it, like shooting, but this is a very slow-paced story. It's about a gang. One of them's Haywire from Prison Break, but it's about a gang of I don't know, like. I mean, it's definitely Middle America, this sounds like. But they're all taking these experimental drugs and stuff like that, and like there's an outbreak happening, everyone starts getting ill, and there's like a quarantine going down, and Seagal's there to save the day because he's a vet. I think he's a vet. He's got a little pony and stuff like that. Steven Seagal, My Little Pony. And then, of course, he used to be ex-military and all that, so when push comes to shove, he fights off. There's a ridiculous bit where he picks his daughter up, puts her in a blanket and fucking jumps out the window, rolls, and then jump up in the car, and it's like so fucking fast, but it's just like, what the fuck did he just head dive out the window where he's fucking, I'd say, what the fuck, Seagal? But I've seen worse Seagal films, especially there was one called Attack Force from years ago when he had a different voice, and he seems to like have a performance. I just think the cover looks shit. I just never liked the cover. I'm sure this was even VHS, but this was like literally TriStar, straight to film. You know, this is like, I think this is one of the earlier, like, Here Comes Seagal straight to films now. You know, it doesn't say where it was made. Like Steven Seagal, the Patriot. Butch. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of deaths in that as well. There's like a bit where they go by and they all start getting shot and all that, and there's big shootouts and it's quite bloody messy, and then there's some, you know, again, some of the supporting cast were quite good in it, and I don't think Seagal's dialed in his performance because I don't think this was a paycheck. I think he was hoping that this could be a big one. Again, I feel a little bit of love towards On Deadly Ground, On Dangerous Ground. I don't know if the VHS, it's On Dangerous Ground, On Deadly Ground, the one he suggested. There's a lot of there's not much fighting in it, a lot of shooting in it. I mean, I've just going a different rant. I've just watched Black Eagle with Van Damme. You know, when Van Damme tells his lass to jump in there, and she jumps in, and he fucking gets sucked up by the boat propeller. I was like, okay. Well, there's a really good stunt in that with the guy flying. Well, he didn't fly. I mean, technically he flies for a moment, but he jumps off into the pier. And then I've watched Demons 2, which was absolutely batshit crazy. I had no idea what was going on in Demons 2. I'm going to see in the outtakes. Hello, here's a quick outtake for the Patriot. That's the Patriot with Steven Seagal. You know that because you've just seen the review. And nothing's fallen from the sky. Now, I did it sitting down in the chair. Quite lazy sitting on the chair, but I'm just trying to do these reviews very randomly. That's why the random is in the title. And I looked over there to go, right, Where is it? Now, if you watch the channel, still haven't found Fifth Element. I'm about to do a review for Scream in the next couple of days. You know, because I've been revisiting the Screams after getting the soundtracks. And I'm just about to leave. Literally just about to leave, and there. On deadly ground. So I was looking, I was like, yeah, it's there. It's there. Holding up Dog Soldiers, signed by the one and only Sean Patriot. Sausages. But there. Steven Seagal on deadly ground. So yeah. So I was just looking anyway, I was just like, oh yeah. Daylight, Stallone, and I came around here. Tango and Cash. Dennis, that's rare. Rambo 3. Death Race 2000. Specialist, Over the Top, Demolition Man. I mean, there's a lot of Stallone looking around without moving that by. Yes. So I'll take that bad boy on there. Hard Target. This is my final Fifth Element. I mean, I've got it. It's not. Transformers. Jeffrey's in this guy. There is a VHS at the very bottom one, in the bottom corner, which probably holds all that up for a Godzilla one. It's quite good, quite rare. Out for Justice, No Surrender, and another Detox. I found that last time. Misery, that's not a surprise. On Dangerous Ground, man. There, see there. On, what is it? On Dangerous Ground with Ice Cube. There's Assassins. I have another copy of Assassins. And on Din. Trailer the fuck back in the day. Right, there's gonna be one more outtake from the other night when I filmed the rest of it. But yeah, Steven Seagal is the Patriot. Yeah, Demons 2 was really weird. It was like watching 3 different films, and obviously I'm looking at one screen, editing, it's playing in the background. I can hear it, but obviously I'll hear myself talking on there, and it balances it out. And Demons was mental. I finally did. I mean, I just put it there as part of that Van Damme collection, because did I do a one for AWOL? I'm sure I did. Definitely did one for Death Warrant. So that box set's finally watched. Got me ones to file, and yeah, Patriot. Demons 2, it's fucking mental. Demons. There's a lot of broken effects in it, not effects, just film. You know, it's a quite damaged film. So I mean, I think Arrow's done a good job to pull it up to scratch the way it was, but it should have been just an extra on Demons 1. But yeah, as I say, there's a lot of Indian culture on there as well. So I'll just quickly read the back. A mysterious plague strikes to the heart of a remote western town. It's up to the local rancher, Wesley. Steven Seagal, executive decision. Wow, I didn't expect him to put that in the back of the box. I mean, that's the one where Seagal got killed off because Seagal thought he was Steven Seagal. To find the cure. With the army mounting the siege and the population, local military resorting to violence to close friends dying, he races against time to outsmart his opponents and save the day. And at the very end of the movie, how they stop all this plague, they go around, pick some poppies up, and they fall from helicopters. Just like that. So yeah, it wasn't... If it was really bad, it would have distracted us from anything. But it wasn't. So yeah, that was the review for The Patriot. And I put a screenshot in my movie group, and Casper, my white friend who's just so... anal for Steven Seagal. He's probably got every Steven Seagal movie he's ever done, but yeah, he basically knew what it was from one shot, and it wasn't. And Paul Ray was like, "Oh, you watching a dodgy copy?" I was like, "No, I just went, guess that movie." There we go. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye for now.
And now the end is here.